to you, and I trust that you're doing well. It is that time of the afternoon when we open the doors to Alive. And of course, we've got our Mentor Size coming up later on. We've got lots in store for you. That's 145 mental exercise, Mentor Size, listeners edition. You get to send in your riddle, your mental riddle for today. Make sure you send it in. And of course, we've got our prayer blast with Sister Claudette Thompson of Victoria Full Truth Deliverance Center. We've got the evidence. We hear from the testimony of evangelist Andrew Edwards about God's intervention after being held and robbed at gunpoint by 5 men. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, thank God for God. Thank God for God. And let me see now what else. At 3:00, we have Behind the Pulpit with an educator, wife, mother, and pastor, Antoinette McLeod of the Shekels Olive Tree Church of God in Gratham, Clarendon. And of course, we have celebrations at 3:45, the Small People Show at 4:00. And of course, we will get the winner today because we're not ramping. We're not going around the walls of Jericho today. Not like yesterday at all. But I did have my way yesterday. Locks. But we're going to get it. We're going to do it right and get it right today and get it early. Okay? Okay. Now, remember, listeners, today is your day to create the Mentor Size riddle and send it to us by WhatsApp now. As a matter of fact, you know the drill, right? So you should have known already and have been working on it from last night and doing your homework. You think it's the children them alone have homework? Not at all. You have your homework too. So you make sure you do your mentor. Right. Get your Mentor Size on and send it in to our WhatsApp 997-3125, and at 1:45 we will share the best riddle. So you have to share it now. Don't wait until 1:40. Can you imagine that 1:40, Fabian? One of the best riddles coming, and then we can't get to use it because it's too late. Don't do that. So please be sure to send in your pick or your choice for the Mentor Size for today. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening in the news. St. Thomas roads blocked for a second day. Remember, we were talking about this yesterday, and we're saying, should they or shouldn't they? I mean, sometimes it's so unfortunate that people have to feel that they have to go to extra efforts to ensure that their voice is heard. Everybody just wants to be heard, that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like I'm not being heard, and I just want to be heard. You don't want to be heard. You can't hear me? But I'm not talking about just hearing. I'm talking about being heard, your point coming across, and not just coming across, but also your needs being met. And so this now is why they have said they're blocking the roads. But then there are the needs, of course, of others who need to take the transportation. So what do? Taxi operators in Eastern St. Thomas have for a second consecutive day been forced to withdraw their services amidst roadblocks erected to protest against the poor state of roads in the parish. They withdrew their services and they blocked the road. Is them? Commuters traveling to and from Bath, License, Port Morant, Dalby, and Leith Hall were most affected. So the taxi operators withdrew their services, right? Did the roadblocks and all of that. Let's see what's happening. CXC concerned about students leaving schools without certification. Barbados-based Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, has expressed its concern at the great number of students leaving the education system without certification and is moving towards developing a program to deal with the situation. We are concerned that there are a great number of students leaving without certification. So consequently, we've designed our Citizenship and Technical Education Certificate, CTEC, which is currently being piloted in Montserrat, some other countries like Jamaica and Guyana. He said CTEC is geared towards inculcating strong moral character and life technical skills that will equip graduates with what is necessary to perform in society. There are some things that I've been talking about with my friends, and remember when we used to learn civics, and we used to learn, about things in Jamaica. Of course, I would have done a nice civics class right about now. Huh? Yeah. So there are certain things that students need to learn. I was talking with a young lady, and we were talking about things like learning how to face life. I don't know if it's a school that needs to teach that, or schools need to have someone come in at a certain time just before graduation. But there are things that young people leaving high school, leaving college, have no clue about, and somebody needs to do it, and it needs to be done in a way that everybody gets the information. So if it's not a part of, all of the textbook classes, the classes with textbook and all of that, I think it should be a part of some school leaving class. Everybody has to learn. What do you do? How do you pay rent? And da 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 da. And when you get your pay, what you do with your pay? If the company doesn't pay the tax, do you need to pay the tax? Answer is yes. All of these things. There's some people who don't know. I don't anybody tell me. Right? You can't go to tax office and say nobody never tell me. You just have to know. Then how they know it drop out of the sky? No. So those are my few words. Maybe I went a little bit more past what CTech would offer and so forth, but I think something needs to be done in that regard. Portland schools battle on to get New Year going. The 2022-2023 academic year got off to a good start for most schools in Portland, although some were still reeling from challenges caused by termite and bat infestation, which has resulted in significant damage to furniture. Alas, Titchfield High, which is renowned for its strong performance in the sciences, both at the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC and the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Education CAPE levels, is one such affected school. Lord, I can't imagine going into school and having bats and insects and all kind of things. You sit down, you don't know if you're going to land on the ground or wherever, because the desk may have been compromised. India and China clear needle-free COVID-19 vaccines. Say what? They've cleared it. 2 needle-free options. One is a squirt in the nose, and the other is inhaled through the mouth. Regulators in India authorized Bharat Biotech's nasal version earlier today as an option for people who haven't yet been vaccinated. It's not clear how well the nasal version works. Bharat didn't immediately release results of its studies or say how soon the new option will roll out. I guess we will have to wait and see. But even the vaccination itself was a test run at the beginning, and maybe still now. Let's see, because they have the booster 1 and booster 2. How many of you have gotten a booster, much less one? The first one. Anyway, Liz Truss becomes Britain's new prime minister earlier today, and immediately confronted the enormous task ahead of her amidst increasing pressure to curb soaring prices, ease labor unrest, and fix a healthcare system burdened by long waiting lists and staff shortages. At the top of her inbox is the energy crisis triggered by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which threatens to push energy bills to unaffordable levels, shuttering businesses and leaving the nation's poorest people shivering in icy homes this winter. I cannot imagine those things you just read about or see in your books or see in your mind's eye. People, you don't want to know that it's happening for real. And it is happening. So unfortunate. Those are the highlights that made it for our news stop today, this time. And now it is time, folks, to look into. Let me see now. Roll call. Okay, we gonna see who is on the live Facebook and YouTube. How you doing, Andre Melody? That's such a melodious name, Andre Melody. Marvia Hall, Alice O'Hara, Chisholm, Barbara Gray, Gwendolyn Thomas, Melanie Johnson, Nikisha Biggs, Rosalind Love, Nadine Thompson, Sandra Cameron, Valerie Bowen, Militia Wright, Tyann Thorpe, Marva Miller, Charmaine Allison, Karen Brown. How you doing, Charmaine? What is that? Enough love and blessings. I'm alive and present. Ah, nice. Angela Masters, Elroy Wedderburn, Anointed One, Pauline. Let me see who first to jump on this. Like I said, now Winsome Campbell, first one to jump on to the, or make a comment on the live. And Janet Powell, how you doing? Of course, on WhatsApp, Ricardo Porcius, Sister Davis from Hanover. Nice to have you sitting in for Sarah. Yes, my dear Mrs. Miller is having the time of her life. And I never felt this way before. Nikki Brown from James Hill. How you doing? Sister Marva from Montego Bay. Rachel Lulan. Excited Dr. Nadine laughing. Nicole, good morning. Good afternoon to you. Sister Marva from Montego Bay. Sister Ray Rosehampton. How you doing? Nikki from St. Catherine. Ophelia from Portmore. And everybody else whose name you cannot do call. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. Okay, Charmaine. Well, that's a wrap in our intro for Alive for today. Hey, stick and stay. We've got whole heap in store for you. And of course, we've got loads in store for our men this coming Friday. This coming Friday, men, it is your day. Every day is your day. But this coming Friday is Prostate Cancer Awareness Day. And men, you need to call now. Well, yeah, you can call now and make your registration for a free prostate test. You can do it now. Make the call now. Here's the information. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Those of you on Facebook and YouTube. This is Love 101.